Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Doji here, back some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and this time on Xenoverse 2 we're going to be talking about something quite important to the game, which is the Festival of Universe's end time. Now I did allude to this in a previous video already, that the current Festival of Universe that's going on right now will only last about 6 weeks, which is, again, 3 weeks shorter than the usual Festival of Universe, and I want to talk about why this is a big deal for especially Xenoverse 2, because we don't know if Sparking Zero or Kakarot's DLC is going to come out at this point, so I'm going to say this is for Xenoverse 2. Now, we all know the Diamond DLC release was just very sudden, and they had to get that out of the way because Diamond just finished, but now that Diamond's out of the way, they can finally go back on track, meaning this is probably about the time where we'd get Future Saga Chapter 3, and the reason why I believe this is because Festival of Universes always ends just before something big happens in a Dragon Ball scape. A good example is that we had the Festival of Universes actually end the exact same day Sparking Zero came out, because they knew obviously it would be a bad idea to extend it throughout Sparking Zero's, release window. That would have obviously been quite dumb. So it's actually nice to see that they actually are taking that into consideration. Bandai Namco is actually getting better at business. But that does also make me believe that when it ends on 6 weeks, that means that something's going to happen on this specific day. So at the very end, which would obviously be, so on the 4th of August here is when we're most likely going to see, the new big thing for Dragon Ball Real. We might get a teaser leading up to that date specifically, because the last week does actually, happen at basically the end of next month, going into, the new month. But that's just nice to see, we're actually getting like a sort of roadmap in a sense of the way this is structured. We actually are going to get a preview, or not a preview, but again, we have a sense of idea as to when the next DLC should be coming out. And even if Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLC does choose to release in this window, I don't think that like Xenoverse would even care. There was another time where Xenoverse and Kakarot had a DLC basically back to back. It was the end of Z DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot had a DLC the same time Xenoverse 2 had a DLC, which was insane because obviously if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you just you're gonna pick one over the other to play it when it releases, right? So I don't know. Bandai sometimes does be competing with themselves, and sometimes they actually do make sure that they're not messing anything up. So I think this is going to be a Xenoverse DLC, 100%, but this is not going to be something with Sparking Zero Kakarot. It 100% has to be Future Saga Chapter 3, because again, the only reason why we got the Daima DLC really quick is because Daima just ended and they had to get something of Daima out so they could make as much money on Daima as possible, and then they could go back to their regularly scheduled Dragon Ball, release time. And it's been ages since Future Saga Chapter 2. When the Daima DLC came out, that would have been a perfect release window for them to actually drop Future Saga Chapter 3. But they didn't, because they had to get the Daima stuff out real quick. And now they have a new release window for Future Saga Chapter 3. I think they're probably spending more time on it to make it, the best DLC they possibly can. I mean, they say that for every DLC, sure. But this is a good chance because obviously they've already done Goku Black, who's the most popular Ultra Super Villain they can probably do, because the next ones they have to do are Broly and Frieza. And I'm pretty sure they're kind of aware that they have enough Brolys in the game already to bother even the most casual of Xenoverse 2 player. And Frieza is a character that has fallen off massively over time, so they know Frieza is a pretty hard character to sell, so they're going to do their best for his Ultra Super Villain as well. Again, the rewards for this Festival of Universes are pretty much like the same as they are for every other one, except these ones are slightly worse in some areas. Like, other than a few of the generic stuff you always get, there are some disappointing things, like the overall rewards for certain characters. Like, you get the Ultra Instinct Aura, which you can only use in the lobbies, which is pretty annoying, sure. But then your individual reward as a player is just the colorable versions of, like, Ribrianne's team's clothes, which is not a lot of people's favorite teams. And Super Souls that suck. These Super Souls are not very great. They're kind of very mediocre. So the Super Souls aren't very cool, and the clothes are not exactly the most fan favorite of clothes. Even though I think people appreciate them once they have the option to color them, they aren't exactly the hypest clothes in the game. Like, colorable Goku clothes will always be people's favorite. Colorable Vegeta's clothes, yes. Colorable Gogeta, yes. All of those will always be super hype to the Dragon Ball fan base, but colorable Rebrand is not going to really sell until people actually have it in their hands and know what it looks like. Speaking of colorable clothes, what else do we have in the store? Okay, we have Vegeta's battle suit, that has not changed. Kid Gohan's clothes. Okay, doesn't seem like they've updated this. Yeah, they have not really added a lot to this. Such a shame, such a shame. These auras would be so cool if you could actually use them in gameplay, man. It's so annoying that it's Conton City only. Oh, they actually have brought them back. See what I mean? Custom Vegeta's clothes. These are the kind of things people want in the game. I can't see this because I'm on a male character right now. But this is the type of stuff people want in the game. People want to have outfits that they can customize, that they already know look cool. Everyone knows Vegeta's fit looks cool. It's literally just Goku's fit, for God's sakes. But everyone knows it looks cool already. But pricing of these, like, auras would make you think, oh, it's for the actual core gameplay. But it's not. It's not. Because they're priced so high, you'd think the only reason why they're this expensive is because they're actually on your character all times. But no, it's just for the, it's only for the lobby. And even then, it'd only be for the multi-lobby. Because what are you doing with this in a single lobby? These still look cool, bro. These still look great. These are still phenomenal. Yep. I didn't even realize they released one for Videl. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then Vegeta. Oh, wait. Why does he have... Oh, I get it. That's actually so funny. Okay, so with Goku, they can put all of his forms here, have an Ultra Instinct at the top, but with Vegeta, they put the Dark Super Saiyan God at the top because they still didn't have the license for Ultra Ego. That is so tragic, man. Please just let... Bro, Shueisha needs to stop messing around. Just let these guys use Ultra Ego already. We would have had Ultra Ego Vegeta as a playable character. That's so tragic, because even Super Dragon Ball Heroes or Dragon Ball Super Divers can't use Ultra Ego for anything, and that sucks, man. That really sucks. Because... Man, I think Ultra Ego, I think it sucks in the manga too. Like, it's his new form and he loses right away. He still doesn't have a single win on Ultra Ego, despite being the new form. But at the same time, it does look cool and it gives Vegeta a new moveset to play with, which would just be fun. And for custom characters in Xenoverse 2, it gives us more Hakai Supers. No one's going to be against that. Either way though, oh man, Ultra Ego would be such a cool DLC. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking about DLC again, and I'm just remembering that Ultra Ego would be a really hype DLC to have too. But we don't get that. Future Saga Chapter 3. What did I say was going to be in Future Saga Chapter 3? I have a good chance of believing it's actually Broly. I think it's going to be Ultra Super Villain Broly. Maybe they'll do a Dragon Ball Super Broly, Wrathful, like a base Broly, right? And they'll give him a Super Saiyan transformation, the same way they did the Dragon Ball Z Broly. That is in base, and then he gets a Super Saiyan transformation. I think they'll easily just do that again, because Xenoverse is quite shameless, right? Even if the fanbase would be tired of getting another Broly, they would do it. They do not give a damn. They would just do it. And then I'm not sure who the what-if characters would be, because the game is running out of what-if characters to add to the game. They added, like, Dragon Ball Z Broly, they added DBS, 18 and Videl, and then for the DLC after that, it was just Belmod. I mean, to be fair, Belmod kind of makes sense. You can't have the Festival of Universes happen and give Belmod a whole new character model just for his statue in his own, like, universes, like, area, which is, like, over there, right? You can't give him a whole new model and stuff like that just to not have him be playable in the game. That would be like a bit weird. So I kind of understand. I kind of get it. And then Daima Goku was like the promotional character for that DLC. So he was the special what-if character, if anything, right? But what would it be for this DLC? This DLC is going to have one Ultra Super Villain, 100%. Then it's going to need to have some characters that don't really make sense, but they're DBS characters, so sure, add them. And then it's going to have one special promotional character, or one special character in general. Like Z Broly was the special character of the first one. Daima Goku was the special character of the second one, but the only reason why he wasn't a surprise is because they had to advertise him because he's promotional. And then for the third one, I have no idea who it would be. You guys let me know again in the comment section, who do you think these special characters are going to be for Future Saga Chapter 3? Because we're running out of options. We actually have so few options, we could probably accurately guess who they would be. I don't think they'd waste time with a base Topo, because not only is God of Destruction Topo obviously already Topo's final form, and, definitely more popular than his base form. They already just did the story mode that had God of Destruction Topo in the cutscenes, so they're not going to add base Topo, because if they had plans for base Topo, they wouldn't have made a cutscene involving God of Destruction Topo, right? Because why would you waste that time and money? A good example is that when they added GT Vegeta in the extra story DLC thing, when they added GT Vegeta, there's a cutscene of GT Vegeta turning Super Saiyan 4, because Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is already in the game, right? So they didn't do anything with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta because they knew they wanted to add GT Vegeta like base at some point. And that's smart, but obviously base Topo is not going to be an option if we take those into account. There's no shot they're doing base Kefla or base Caulifla or Kale, because that would be stupid. Yeah, the only characters they can add is like base Broly. Base Broly is a super popular character that has moves that still aren't in the game, that they could easily get away with adding, right? He doesn't suffer the same issues as Topo or anything, and he can freely be used because, again, it's been a while since we've seen DBS Broly show up in any of these cinematics. So it can still work out. It can actually still work. Oh, they're updating me about an event in progress. I think a raid just came on. Yeah, so a raid just ended, and a new one would be coming on right about now. See, if Xenoverse was allowed to mess around and do what-if stuff, like they were allowed to do before Dragon Ball Super started airing, they probably would have done Super Saiyan 4 Daima Vegeta, like as DLC. I 100% expect that. Like, Daima Vegeta is too easy to do as DLC. No way they'd make a new Frieza character. The only Frieza I think they would ever do is Ultra Super Villain Golden Frieza, because just the same way they really wanted to do Ultra Ego, they definitely want to do a Frieza Black. Like, the game has already teased, like, we just saw that they really want to do Ultra Ego Vegeta. So they would love to do a Frieza Black as well, which is another reason I think they would do Ultra Super Villain Frieza. Because Frieza is still a character who's missing moves. Frieza doesn't have any of his moves. He has 2 moves from Resurrection F, not even all of them. And then he's still missing every single move he does in the Tournament Power. I'm not saying that he should do like a Miracle of Universe 7 or anything, like as a super attack. But it is like, he's missing stuff like a Great Death Beam. He's just missing a bunch of moves. Great Death Beam, Grudgeless Strike, any of the combinations he does into a Ki Blast that could be a good like Strike or Ki Blast ultimate for the game. You know, he is just missing moves in general. Maybe he can even have a Death Beam Cage as an ultimate attack. That would be sick. So yeah, I can see them easily doing Ultra Super Villain Golden Frieza, the same way how they only did Ultra Super Villain God Vegeta, because they really wanted to do Ultra Ego Vegeta. So having a Black Frieza in a sense in the game would actually be really cool. I could see them making his golden shades darker, just to kind of create the image of Black Frieza. I don't think they would do Frieza and Broly in the same DLC pack. There's no way. I don't see that happening, because I think the first time we only got 2 because it was a special occasion. It's the start of the Future Saga. Afterwards, they only give us 1. I don't imagine them, because if they do Frieza and Broly in the next DLC pack, what is Future Saga Chapter 4 even going to have for an Ultra Super Villain? There's no more DBS main antagonists you can make into Ultra Super Villains, unless they do Ultra Super Villain Fused Zamasu, but I think that'd be weird to do since they already did Goku Black. Oh man, there are so many interesting character picks for who could actually be the future DLC characters. I'm actually so shocked. I expect DLC 3 will definitely have, again, Ultra Super Villain Broly, Wrathful Broly that turns Super Saiyan, and then our next DLC will have Ultra Super Villain Frieza, like Golden Frieza specifically, obviously. But then I'm not sure who else they would add after that, because you could say they could add a Frieza adjacent character, but who would that even be? Cooler? Are they gonna actually do Golden Cooler? I doubt it. They don't do Super Dragon Ball Hero stuff, so I don't think they'll do Golden Cooler anytime soon, as hype as that would be. It really is just a case of wait and see, I guess. Oh, I didn't even think about it. I was mentioning surprise characters earlier, and I totally disregarded that we just got Shallot in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. They could do the same thing with Xenoverse 2 at some point, or they could follow up by finally adding 21's transformation to the game. Since we already have her base form playable, they could easily add her margin form. And again, Xenoverse 2 has recently been doing surprise characters, so it's not even kind of weird to say this. This is actually something that has a good chance of like literally just actually going down. Although that is where I must end the video for today, because this is mostly just speculation. This is mostly just me wondering, guessing, goofing off, and just trying to figure out if there's any actual way we can be able to tell who the DLC character are. We really know when the DLC is going to show up, or when a Dragon Ball DLC could show up, because it doesn't have to be a Festival of Universes, keep in mind. It doesn't have to be for Xenoverse either. It doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't even have to do anything with Xenoverse. This could just be another big Dragon Ball announcement that they don't want to get in the way of. So in 6 weeks, we'll find out then, but for now, I think this is a solid place to end the video, guys. What about that? So again, don't forget to leave a like on the video, don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel, and please leave a comment down below as to what else you'd like to see next, fellas. I do love you all, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Take care and peace.